Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Golia. I'm an actor, singer, and creator here in Los Angeles, and I am so excited to be here with visual artist NOAH WEINBAUM. How's it going, Noah?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Great. Noah, as you can tell, it is daytime where I am, and Noah popped up on the screen. I was like, Noah, where are you? And where are you, Noah?
Italy.
He's in
Naples, Italy.
Italy.
Yes.
Casually. He's like, I will casually take this interview in Italy. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here now.
Incredible. All right, well, before we get started, I'm going to show everyone a few pieces of your work. Okay, these are such beautiful, beautiful photos. Can you tell me I mean, you say you're a visual artist, which I absolutely love. Can you tell me when you began? Like, when was the
Sure.
moment where you were like, this is my path?
I mean, I could just start from my family and that my grandmother went to FIT, so she was involved in the art and fashion world.
Oh, I love
Then it was sort of passed down to my mother as well. So I just grew up around artistic, creative people, I would say. My grandmother made jewelry till the day she died. She would make it at her senior living home, and I would be there all the time, and I'd watch her. So I think those were the small moments in the beginning. And then when I started getting older, I started appreciating art more and looking at I was always a visual learner. So I would always appreciate it in school and as well as outside of school. And then I would say the pinnacle moment was when my senior year in high school, we had to do sort of an internship at the end of the year. And I interned with I guess you know Gary Winogrand? He's a photographer who's been featured in the Met and MoMA, and he actually died probably in the 80s, but I had a connection with his wife, who's also in her 90s now, and she has the personal collection of his work. So just being around his photographs and being around his decades of work inspired me to be a photographer and a visual artist. So that's where it really started.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I mean, your photos just like capture such gorgeous moments. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I get inspired by mundane and I want to say boring things. Those are the things that I like to photograph and observe the most. Just everyday, casual things that I guess most people don't really consider beautiful or something that would stick out. But to me, when I look back at my photos, maybe in 20, 30 years, they'll be interesting because times have changed. So that's what
That's an
inspires me.
interesting way to look at it. Yeah. But I think but what's so beautiful about them is that like they are, yes, maybe taking something mundane, but showing us the beauty in the mundane. Like
that is true.
Yeah, like making like that moment like, oh, I would normally just, walk past this, like I'm looking at it now. I would like walk past this man sitting on a bench, but it's like beautiful the way that I'm like, look at this man and like, what's his life? And like, I want to know more about him just looking at that photo. It's really awesome.
I think also as well that now that you mentioned that, the social part of photographing and being a visual artist is really important, because if you don't have both the creative side and the social side, it's not going to work. They sort of need to counterbalance themselves.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I love that. So where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the suburbs of New York, and then so I grew up there pretty much my entire life. And then I went to university in Philadelphia, and I graduated last year. So I would say I'm I'm a pretty up and coming emerging artist.
Yeah.
So I still got a lot to work and a lot to learn from.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So are you like, how was the pandemic for you? Did you find that you like, how did you stay creatively fulfilled? Did you find that
Well,
it changed?
unfortunately, when I graduated, the pandemic was, at its height. So I was taking classes on the computer,
Mm.
and I didn't really get to have a senior year or an art show that I would normally have had.
Oh,
So
that's
it
so
was
frustrating.
really debilitating.
Yeah.
But I've made the best of it, I guess. Just being able to change my work and change what I've photographed, and I've also been experimenting with different art mediums. So it's allowed me to have a lot of time on my hand, which I'm sure it has as to you as well.
Yeah, I feel like, some artists were like, shut down and they were like, I need this time to just rest, because I feel like as an artist, you feel like you always have to be going. Like we never have time to just rest. So I think it was good for artists in that sense. And then also gave everyone like a time to actually just do their art and not have to worry about all the other things about life. Like just do art.
For sure.
Right.
I've put a lot less pressure on myself during this time.
Yeah.
Before I was in school, especially, I think school debilitated me, and I don't want to say set me back, but it didn't allow me my creative side to blossom, though it did create sort of a schedule for me, which I need.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. And so how's Italy? Like, is that inspiring you in a different way?
Definitely. I actually sort of created a body of work here. Last time I was here, I studied abroad here.
Oh, nice.
So, for example, something that's mundane to Neapolitans here, they don't really have a traditional cemetery. I'm not even sure if they do. They definitely do burials, but it's to honor their loved ones and their family members and friends. Instead of cemeteries, they have, in Italian, it's called le edicole votive, which literally translates to votive newsstands. So basically, they have these newsstands, quote unquote, and they have all these different artistic decorations, from Madonnas to religious characters and creations, and you'll see them in the streets. They'll be in front of people's houses and apartments, and I've been documenting those.
Oh, wow.
And so that gets sort of a weird reaction here, because it's an everyday sight for Neapolitans.
Right.
But for someone who's an outsider, it's extremely interesting, and it's a really unique cultural aspect here.
Wow. I love that. That's really, really cool and really different.
Yeah, so that's something that I've been working on, actually.
Nice.
And it's been years. So every time I came here, I've been doing it.
Oh, how cool. So it's over like multiple trips.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that. How cool. Well,
yeah, so I'll eventually make a book, hopefully, out of it. I have sort of a sample already.
Amazing. Oh, I love that. Well, listen, Noah, it was so wonderful to talk with you. I'm so excited to see what's next for you and see this book and everything that you are doing, and keep your Instagram updated so that we can know what's going on. And yeah, I'm so excited to have you on the FENIX platform. This is going to be a great way for everyone to connect with you and for you to connect with fans and other collaborators and other visual artists. And I am so happy you're going to be here. It was really great to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.